Blessed Epiphany. You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.
It is Monday, January 7th. Good to be back in our regular routine. I don't know if it's regular.
I don't know.
Yet.
I don't think it's regular anymore.
We have our Epiphany tree up here in the studio.
It's a beautiful epiphany tree.
It is.
I have an epiphany tree at home, too.
Do you? We
it
do,
might
too.
turn into an Easter tree.
Ours?
Except it's live, so it probably won't. It'll be dead by Easter.
That is called a fire hazard. Yeah.
Womp womp.
You need to
I'll take it
that
down
down.
next weekend.
You need to take that down. Back to the Coffee Hour live this week.
Yeah.
Good topics, great stuff coming up in January. Gearing up for the March for Life and all things affirming life. I mean, we talk about life issues all the time here on the Coffee Hour, but some great life issues or life affirming topics this week, today, and throughout the week. Excited to get to check in with our friends at American Heritage Girls today and talk about what they're doing that's life affirming and starting to pack and get ready for the March for Life.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I really haven't packed, but I've created a list of what I need to pack for that.
I have a list, too. Sort of. I started a list. It says pack.
Thanks to our friends at Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. Find out more about them at cuw.edu. Joining us by phone today, Patti Garibay. She's Executive Director of American Heritage Girls. I should add also founder of American Heritage Girls. Patti, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Andy. It's great to be with you and excited about what's going on in American Heritage Girls world as well as what's going on with the Coffee Hour. I'm so glad you have a new co-host, and sounds like you're having a lot of fun together.
We are. We're having a blast. Sarah, what coffee do you have this morning? I forgot to ask.
Oh, this is a dark roast.
A dark roast. Patti, are you drinking coffee this morning?
You better believe it. Dark roast black. That's the way to do it.
Well, as we look forward to 2019, looking back on 2018, 2017, how have American Heritage Girls demonstrated an affirmation of life in these past few years?
Well, there's been so many things. You know, this issue of life is so integral, I believe. It's the moral issue of the day and has been ever since Roe v. Wade has been approved, and that, killing babies has become legal. It's crazy. And so to teach our girls that although things may be legal, they are not always moral is so critical, I believe, in a character development program, which is what American Heritage Girls is. And so we don't shy away from this issue at all. As a matter of fact, we embrace it, and the girls really feel fervently about this issue and the importance of raising awareness amongst their constituents, the kiddos their age. It's surprising how, it's just de rigueur to have an abortion or to do these things. And the girls are standing firm, and I am very excited that American Heritage Girls comes alongside them and says, you're right, girls, this is not right, this is immoral, and that you need to stand for truth, biblical truth. And that's what this whole issue is about. And so the girls put legs on their faith. They go about doing special projects for pregnancy care centers. They go about earning their Respect Life Patch, which is an honor that we bestow upon them for marching for life, for helping pregnancy care centers, for reaching out to hospice centers, to even caroling at elder homes, because we believe that life begins at conception through natural death. And so it's truly the spectrum of life that we're celebrating.
Tell us a little bit more about the Respect Life Patch, what the girls are able to learn as they work through earning that badge.
Well, they really understand that not everybody is born the same way, just like they are, that there are people that are born with special needs, or there are the unborn that don't even have a chance to know what life is like, or there are the elderly that are so often disenfranchised because they've been left in a nursing home perhaps and not having their family visit them. So they're looking at life as a spectrum rather than just this is the way it is because this is the way my life is. So it really creates this kind of a heart that is more, altruistic, and really the way I believe Christ wants us to be, to care for everyone, not just people that are similar to ourselves.
Do you have any stories to share with us from the last few years of some of the ways that American Heritage Girls, whether it's troops or individual girls who are working toward that highest level? And I forget, is it Stars and Stripes? Is that right?
It is the Stars and Stripes. there is so many stories. I would say 1 out of 4 of our Stars and Stripes recipients feel that this issue, this moral issue of our day of protecting life, is so important that it rises to this highest accolade for American Heritage Girls, which is the Stars and Stripes. They have to give over 100 hours of service, project planning, a spiritual ambitions essay. They have to also earn their spiritual recognition. So there's a lot of not just physical stuff that they have to do, like build something, but also they have to be reflective. They have to plan a project. They also have to inspire volunteers and lead them. So there's a ton of work around this. But there's so many girls that say, I want to help this moral issue. And so for them, they are doing many things. Some of them, Pregnancy Care Center seems to be a popular one, where they will go and find a need in that pregnancy care center. Maybe it is a building project where they need a storage unit, like one of the girls in Virginia recently did, and they needed a storage unit to put all the supplies for those in need, with diapers, etc. And then they also did a collection. Her favorite thing was to benefit Carry to Full Term, which is a nonprofit organization that provides assistance to mothers in crisis as a result of unexpected, unplanned pregnancy. So these kinds of it's so cool because I get to read every one of these, Andy, and it's so exciting to see this is what the girls are doing to impact their own community, but impact their life, and that's really for eternity because they have reflected on how God has helped them through this challenge. But we also do a lot of other fun things, like the March for Life coming up in D.C., which you guys are going to. There'll be American Heritage Girls there. Just a few years ago, AHG girls actually led the pledge. And here I'm watching it from my home, and I'm watching the March for Life, and I'm like, oh, my goodness. American Heritage Girls are leading the Pledge of Allegiance for the National March for Life. Although we won't be doing that this year, other group has been given that opportunity. Our troops are flocking to D.C., but even locally they're doing things. I know in Cincinnati it was fun to be part of our Cross the Bridge for Life we do here in Cincinnati. We cross the bridge from Cincinnati to Newport, Kentucky, the Purple People Bridge it's called, and American Heritage Girl leads the way. Our troops lead the way with our banner, and all those that are for life come marching behind them, which is such a beautiful picture and a beautiful, I believe, service project for the girls as well.
You mentioned going to the March for Life, which is a fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the March for Life. I haven't been there yet, so
same here. This is
going to be really exciting.
Yeah. Oh, yay for you! Yay! Oh, wow! You'll never forget it. I've been there several times. Hope to get there again soon. But you will love what's going on there at the March for Life in D.C. So God bless you guys, and stay warm. It shouldn't be too bad this year. We'll see, though. You never know.
But that's such a great experience for girls and young women to experience. Joining together with so many other people that believe the same thing that they do about the sanctity of life. What are some other things that the troops are going to be doing this year to help support that truth about what we believe about the sanctity of life?
There's so many ways. You know, American Heritage Girls is one of the arrows in a quiver that a girl needs today, and I truly believe that with all the changes going on in our world, all the changes in what even identity is, and all the changes even in the scouting organizations across the nation, the girls are really finding that we have to stand on truth, and they are standing on truth. And so they come back to this whole ideology that the Bible does offer truth. And what does it say about life? You know, we were woven in our mother's womb before we even had a name. It's very clear. And the girls go back to that. And when you have apologetics and biblical truth to stand on, these issues suddenly become a little clearer, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it becomes so confusing when you're talking to the cultural talking heads of the day. But when you go back to biblical truth and you say, this is what the Lord has said is true, it allows the girls to really be able to use a springboard, influence those around them, influence their friends and their family, even those that are just come in contact with them, to say, that girl has something special. She believes in something that really doesn't make her moral barometer move in one direction or another. And that's the blessing of what American Heritage Girls does. It actually helps girls to maintain their spirituality, not to conflict with it. It is a complement to their family's faith. And I hope that your listeners will look into American Heritage Girls. We have a brand new website. It's just been updated, and that's at www.ahgonline.org, or just type in American Heritage Girls.
And I know we have, just here in St. Louis alone, some of our congregations have troops right here in St. Louis. I know we've talked with some of them before, and I think Zion in Zion Harvester, Zion St. Charles, they have a troop there, and so we've had the opportunity to share some of their stories. And I'm curious how many AHG troops are going to be in DC. If you're listening, you're part of an AHG troop, send us an email, coffee@kfuo.org. We'd love to hear from you and see you at the March for Life. Look for the bright green, bright yellow, I don't know, are they green or yellow? The bright something.
They're
high visibility hats. So look for us there, and lots of others who will be marching, taking a stand for this truth that God values all human life, and we will as well, because our God values it. And this is, how formative this will be for these young women who are attending the March for Life as well. We live in a culture of death. Yet this will be certainly an event that focuses on life. And I'm glad that, Patti, that you shared, that this isn't just about abortion. Certainly abortion has raised the issue, but respecting and valuing all human life, whether it's recognizing and being a voice for those who don't have a voice, maybe individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or the elderly. So glad to hear that American Heritage Girls, troops and individuals, are serving in so many ways.
Yes, all life does have value, and the girls are seeing this daily.
Patti Garibay, Executive Director, American Heritage Girls, thanks so much for being our guest. God bless you, and all the girls who will be traveling and serving to show their support for life this month.
Absolutely. God bless you.
Coming up in just a little bit. Yeah, it's January. We get our time with the managing editor of the Lutheran Witness, and take a look at that January issue. You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.